Okay, so what if a sitting U.S. congressman was actually granted access to the country's most secret facilities? The very same places where whistleblowers claim we're hiding technology that is, well, not from this world. This isn't a what if anymore. It's happening. Let's get right into it.
So that right there, that's Missouri Congressman Eric Burlison. And this isn't just him talking to the press. No, he made a formal request to the absolute highest levels of our government to see it all with his own two eyes, the alleged non-human craft, and even what he calls the biological material that insiders have been whispering about for decades. And here it is. This is the part that changes everything. They said yes. The White House and the Department of Defense actually approved his request. This is, to my knowledge, the first time a sitting member of Congress acting on these kinds of whistleblower tips has been given a green light to visit these locations. This is so much more than just a small step forward. A door that has been sealed shut, really sealed shut for decades, has just been unlocked. And look, this isn't some kind of maybe someday thing. The congressman himself has confirmed it. His first site visit is already scheduled. It's on the calendar. This is happening right now. The clock is officially ticking.
So who is this guy? Who is the man at the center of this whole unprecedented mission? Let's talk about Congressman Eric Burlison.
Now, to really get why this is such a huge deal, you gotta understand how things work in Washington. See, all members of Congress have a top security clearance, but that's not a golden ticket. It doesn't let you see everything. To get into the really secret stuff, you need what's called need-to-know access. And usually, you only get that if you're on a powerful committee, like intelligence or armed services. Burlison isn't. So what did he do? He went around the whole system, straight to the White House, and asked for the keys. And you know what? They handed them over. Now, Burlison has been super clear about how he's approaching this. He's not going in as a true believer. He's an investigator. He's from Missouri, right? The show me state. And he says he's not going to believe any of it until he has proof he can actually see and touch. And honestly, that skeptical approach gives this whole quest a ton of credibility. And here's the crucial part. The congressman isn't just acting on a whim or some wild conspiracy theory. His request is built on a very solid foundation of startling testimony from some really high-level, really credible government insiders. Let's look at the evidence that got him here. First up, you've got Dr. James Lockheed. This guy ran a UAP program for the Defense Intelligence Agency. He literally wrote this in a book that had to be cleared by a DoD security review. Think about that. The Pentagon basically gave its stamp of approval to a statement saying the U.S. has a craft of unknown origin, and Lockheed says he's seen it himself.
Then you have Dr. Eric Davis. He's an astrophysicist and advisor to that very same program. He told a congressional briefing, in no uncertain terms, that the craft we've recovered are, quote, not of this earth. Not much room for interpretation there.
And of course, there's Lou Elizondo, the former head of the ATIP program at the Pentagon. He's testified under oath that the U.S. is locked in a secret, multi-decade arms race. And he says it's being funded by taxpayer money that's been deliberately hidden from congressional oversight.
So with all this testimony just swirling around, there was one specific thing that really pushed Congressman Burlison to take action. It was the final catalyst, a piece of footage he received as an anonymous dead drop.
And the event itself, it's just stunning. The video is from 2024. It shows an American Reaper drone off the coast of Yemen, and it's tracking this unknown object. Then a second drone fires a Hellfire missile at it. Now, a Hellfire is designed to take out a tank. It makes what looks like a direct hit, but the object is completely unharmed. Burlison took this footage and used his constitutional protections to release it directly to the House Oversight Committee to basically force their hand.
Okay, so the evidence is there. The green light has been given. So where is he going? And what exactly is he hoping to find?
Burlison has actually named his targets publicly. We're not talking about vague locations here. We're talking about the giants of the U.S. defense industry. Northrop Grumman, Lockheed Martin, Raytheon. These are the companies that run the government's most sensitive and classified programs. This is where whistleblowers say the materials are hidden away. And it gets even more specific than that. Burlison shared this incredible detail he learned in a secure meeting. He said an allied nation has an object that's so massive they literally couldn't move it. So what did they do? They built an entire building around it. That's not just a rumor. That's a very specific physical place he can now try to get into.
And here's where his investigative strategy gets really clever. Burlison says if he gets access to every single facility except for that one, well, the denial itself becomes the evidence. It tells him exactly where the real secrets are being kept. So, where does this all lead? Well, it's building toward a really fundamental conflict, a question that gets right to the heart of government secrecy versus the public's right to know.
Just think about this for a second. If Congressman Burlison walks through those doors and sees a vehicle that is clearly not man-made, or if he sees biological samples that are obviously not from Earth, what's his next move? What does he do then?
I mean, he would be caught between two massive opposing forces. On one side, you've got his duty as an elected official to inform the American people, and on the other, you have the crushing weight of national security law and classification, a system designed specifically to keep secrets at all costs.
Which really brings us to the final thought here. For decades, this whole topic has been a story told in shadows and whispers. But now, an elected representative with a security clearance has been granted access. So the ultimate question is this. If one congressman sees undeniable proof, is it even possible to keep the biggest secret in human history anymore?